Too Naked to Hide by Nina J. Course. Chapter 14. Early Afternoon. A silly decision in a hell of a day. You should talk me everything, to me, because your lips belong to me. They are the only thing that can calm me when they kiss me and talk to me. It's hard to talk. Hard with me? I'm not worth much, then. I want your lips for me alone, and your words. I love you. You want to know things. Understanding is knowledge, but knowledge is often pain. Remember that. I'll wait for you. I'm here, and I'm waiting. Write me. Talk to me. I need your words. I love you. The rainstorm had receded. The flashes of lightning burst further and further away. Jacopo roused from the torpor that had gotten hold of him. I drank too much wine. He sprang to his feet. A stabbing pang to his stomach hampered his every movement. He took a long, deep breath. His heartburn seemed to have grown more bearable. He collected Rossini's useless brief, stuck it back in his briefcase, turned off the light, and pulled the door behind him. He patted his shirt pocket to make sure his phone was still there. It was, and it was making no sounds. A deafening silence. I can do this. It's a shitty day, but I have already managed to go through the first half. Half of the day is already gone. I can do this. Alone, I can. I'm getting by just fine. Peachy. Now I'll take the car and drive back to Padova. I'll park the car, then we'll see. I'm doing just great. He got in the car. He put his briefcase in the passenger's seat. His jacket was a bit wet. He took it off with a quick, arcade motion. He fastened his seatbelt and loosened his tie. The storm was picking up again. He turned the wind-shielded wiper on, which reluctantly budged in a timed moan. He looked at his wristwatch. It was almost 2:30. He again touched his cell phone. He took it in his hand. He looked at the screen to make sure it was still on. No calls and no messages. Nothing. He would have liked to have some music to listen to. He turned on the engine. He tipped the right signal lever and set the first gear. The car moved. He left Monselice and took the long, straight road towards Battaglia. Not a car in sight. His eyes clouded with tears. The rainfall had relented. The road was straight. His fiery heartburn had given in to the usual black stain. The stain was growing larger. It crawled through his bones like fast-acting concrete. The inside of him still throbbed. The age was still there. He tried to focus his thoughts on something else. He thought of Rossini, Giovanna wearing makeup, his empty apartment. His apartment, tidy and neat, but silent and empty. Even his office was empty at this time of the day. I hate my life. He wouldn't even find Chiara there. They'd all be out to lunch. He could go home, make himself a coffee, change. He wondered if Mattia was having fun at summer camp. He pushed his tears back. I'm a sentimental fool. He drew a long, deep sigh. He stopped at the red light. No cars in sight at the intersection either. He waited for the green light and drove on. The car groaned. The rain kept falling. He didn't want to go back home. The silver blue light on the TV, the silence, that unbearable silence, the total absence of any future. His tires hit a pothole. What did the guy from the insurance say? He couldn't remember well. He had seen the policy 2 years earlier already. 200,000 euro. For a death caused by illness. 600,000. If his death was caused by a car accident. 300 and 300 for his children. 300,000 each. The car kept running. The straight line of the road stretched forward, deserted. The asphalt was shimmering, polished by the rain. His tires were almost bald. He stepped on the gas. The car gave a start and obeyed gruntingly. This car had no ABS. Straight onto a wall. Boom! One single strike. Straight against a wall. Everything would be over in one instant. No more heartburn, no more deafening silences, no more endless arguments, no more worrying about anything. The car ran into a pothole on the right side of the road and lifted a wall of water. He turned the windshield wiper off. To the left, the tall buttress of the highway. To the right, a series of parking lots stretching off from a chain of shopping centers. They were built on a slope, hazardously, especially with all that water. The car skidded away, flying over the water. A simple sudden swerve of the steering wheel was all he needed. He pressed on the gas until he felt it hit the metal. Just one single swerve at the right moment near a wall. The raindrops built up on the windshield glass. A car accident like many others, and it would be all finally over. Let the rest of them worry about it. Fuck it. I cannot bear it any longer. He unfastened his seatbelt. Honey, I am afraid. Very. Oh, Jacopo, but you can't be afraid. I am not afraid with you. And my doubts are not about you and me. We are grown up. We can choose for ourselves. My doubts deal with the consequences of choosing and conditioning other people's lives. I love you. Jacopo, that's not true either. You can also be afraid of yourself. But fear paralyzes conditions. It prevents you from making coherent choices. We'll have to face it. Awfully together. It's such a beautiful night. It's true. I love being here with you. Yes, I do too. I bought some roast beef for dinner. Yummy. She wrapped herself around him. Jacopo felt her regular breathing. The music filled the entire room. Outside it was dark, but the night was clear. They would probably even be able to see the stars. He pulled her closer. Her head was resting against his chest. The warmth of her skin penetrated everything, and it was beginning to become a part of him. A fragrance he started to recognize as his own. Jacopo smelled her neck. Now this smells good. Wonderful fragrance. He caressed her shoulder. She sighed. I am so happy. Shh, shh. But her right hand swirled in the air. She caught his eye intently, staring at her hand, and the hand, meek and obedient, resumed its position, resting still on the pillow. But what? But what? His heart skipped a bit. So what? What is it? Well, what is it you don't want to tell me? He lifted her chin. So what? But he said nothing. but after I make love to you, I feel famished. Jacopo laughed, relieved. Everything around him felt weightless. God, you know you're right. I'm starving too. Jacopo's cell phone rang. They both looked at the clock on the wall. It's 9, Jacopo said with a sigh. Oh, she said, stretching to grab his cell phone. She handed it to him without looking at the screen. Holy shit, it's Giovanna! Jacopo sat up. He had glided on his chest and slid down to touch his belly button. Jacopo took a moment to think, then picked up his phone. She got up, put on the shirt he had abandoned over the sofa, and went to the bathroom. When she was back in the room, Jacopo was standing. I have to go. Mattia has a fever and I need to go to the pharmacy to buy some flu drug. Oh no! She placed her right hand on her forehead in a theatrical pose. And you're leaving me with no dinner? Well, but I'll be back right away. If Mattia has a temperature, I'll starve to death. I'll be just 5 minutes. Let's see. It will take you around 30 minutes. That's if you're fast. If not, he looked at her, a bit concerned. I guess I'll wait for you here anyway. Yes, please. You won't even notice I'm gone. He was already getting dressed. Okay, but I'm keeping the shirt. All right, I'll go out bare-chested. She laughed. He brushed against her, kissing her lightly as he walked. I'm sorry. I'm not moving from here. Go. Run. I wish I didn't have to leave you here alone. Do you know why wishes don't always come true? She was standing on her tiptoes, placing her arms around his shoulders. The shirt was open. Otherwise it'd be too easy? No. Otherwise I'd already be dead for years. And now I wouldn't be here with you. I would have never received my greatest gift. Jacopo said nothing. She kissed him. Now, get going. Come on. He pulled on a t-shirt from the ironing heap. He kissed her again and left. God, oh God, I'm starving. Good God, I feel so lonely. Seduced and abandoned. Hang on. The closest pharmacy is near the square. Almost there. Thirsty. No wine in the fridge. That's because we swiggled down all the wine I had. There's more on top of the fridge. Oh, God. The fridge is so tall. There's a stool. I'm done at the pharmacy. I was looking out the view from the balcony. I saw Kamal. He noticed that I wasn't wearing my panties. Get back in right now. Oh, Kamal is such a nice guy. He offered to come up to help me with the wine bottles on the fridge. Who? Kamal? Honey, take your time. Kamal came up with a couple of friends. They are all so nice guys. I'm on my way home. I just saw Mattia. No fever. We're partying. Ring the bell twice. We're getting down and cranking up the volume. You still with Kamal? Of course. He liked the wine. Kamal is a divine dancer. I'm almost there, and if you stop sending me TXT, I'll come even faster. Okay, no more texts. Kamal is getting jealous. When he got there, she was on the balcony for real. She was wearing Jacopo's shirt. He tied his bicycle next to hers. on the same pole. She was smiling on the balcony, a long-stemmed flute of white wine in hand, her legs crossed, her feet bare, his shirt slightly open. Jacopo looked around. There was nobody on that side of the road. The group of chatting Moroccans was under the portico. He looked at her. She wasn't wearing any underwear. She was out of her mind, beautiful and insane. From within the house, the music gushed out at full volume and bounced on the yellow university building walls. Jacopo took the stairs 4 steps at a time. The door was ajar. No Kamal. The music was still loud. Thought she had turned the volume down just a bit. She was dancing slowly in the middle of the room. She moved slowly, her eyes shut, a wine glass in hand, her light, white, bare feet on the soft carpet. Then she opened her eyes and smiled. She had set the table and decorated their plates with walnuts she had scavenged at the bottom of the pantry. She had placed the roast beef nicely on a serving plate, sliced the lemon, prepared a serving of robiola cheese with drops of golden olive oil, a sprinkling of white pepper, black pepper, and red chili, topping everything with deep green basil leaves. Then she had dressed the salad. She had placed the saltine crackers all around the serving dish, in a circle, alternating 3 varieties of crackers. She had uncorked the wine. She had even pulled out a millefogle cake from some mysterious hiding place, as he hadn't noticed it before. She was not all upset, nor hurt, nor ticked. She was happy. Happy. And he had felt this happy for a long, long, long time. The car slid onward, fast. Jacopo had stopped thinking about anything. The rainfall was drawing away, further behind him. All of a sudden, a bolt of lightning lit the sky. And SUV from his right ignored the stop sign and butted in, arrogantly, speeding up. Jacopo took his foot off the gas and tapped the brake pedal. He slightly turned the steering wheel to the left and swerved to the left lane to avoid a collision with the SUV. His car skidded. He kept his hands firmly on the steering wheel, and instead of counter-steering, he let his car spin around. He yielded to the car's swerving trajectory, shifting down to third, second, then first. Then a gentle touch to the brake. The car spun around twice, then it stopped. The SUV that had ignored the stop sign hesitated. Then it inserted the first gear and was off at full speed. He was alive. I am alive. There had been no accident. He was still hurting inside. There had been no accident. He was going to make it. He felt the adrenaline slowly fading out of his system. He started the car back on. He drove off slowly, signaled to the right, and pulled in the first car park he found. It was half empty. His briefcase had dropped to the floor of the car.
I am alive.
The blood in his bowels had hardened like concrete. Now he could feel nothing. He was alive, damned alive. He was gonna make it, hell he would.
Or maybe not.
He put his head on the steering wheel. He drew a long breath, and their words surfaced to his memory.
Otherwise, I would have died years ago, and now I wouldn't be here with you. I would have never received my greatest gift. I am a fucking hassle.
It had stopped raining. He was going to make it. He wasn't sure what was exactly he was going to be able to make, but he would. That was a fact. Or would he? He'd sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. He thought of Mattia. What are 300,000 euro good for to a 9 years old?
I'm a fucking hassle. That's what I am.
My bad boy, she would have said. He started the car again, lifted his briefcase from the floor, fastened his seat belt, turned the windshield wiper on, thought the rain had slowed down, and headed to Padova. Ooh, watch out! A kiss is flying your way! There it is! Catch it? In your hands? Look! It says that I love you! There it is! Got it! Now I'll keep it captive in my coat pocket. The judge wouldn't like it to get out. That's how it is. You're my greatest, most unexpected, sturdy, delicate, impetuous, and wonderful gift. I hope I can walk by your side forever. I, on the other hand, honey, live in panic. Translation from Italian by Iris Cartia. Original music by Massimo Moretti for Maxmore Music. Post-production editing by Gina Lee. All mistakes are mine. If you want to see pictures of making of and life in Italy, please follow me, Nina J. Course, on Instagram and LinkedIn.